But as you think of your battlefield or your team, it's also important to remember that you do not have to have a helmet or body armor or carry a rifle or a pistol holstered at your side in order to be a member of an A team. That just happened to be my A team. So as a leader, it's important to believe in yourself and translate that belief to your team. Wouldn't have done us any good if we'd have gotten in those helicopters and started towards our target and looked at each other and said, okay, I believe in us, we're good. We needed to have that confidence, that belief long before, and we gained that confidence through our training, through our rehearsal, so that when the helicopters came, it was just another step. Of course, the adrenaline was different and very present, but the belief was already there. Green Berets, our motto is quiet professionals. We're not the kind that walk into a room and thump our chest and say, look at us, give us all the attention, let all the oxygen come to us. The world now revolves around us. That's the Navy SEALs. The Green Berets, we are quiet professionals. You on your team, I encourage you to do the same. Don't be that team that walks into a room or that's coming down a hallway who others see and go, oh no, we're going this way, and walk away because they know that you're obnoxious or you're not the kind of teammates that they want to work with. Help your team become a team of quiet professionals. Let your actions speak louder than your words. We didn't just say we were going there to help people. We helped them. Let our actions speak louder than what our words were. So we're trying to figure out where we need to go, and up walked our evaluator. Came right up to myself and the other captain. And all he said was, who's in charge here? Who's in charge here? Looked at us both, who's in charge? An interesting moment in my life. Chaos going on behind me. I knew this was my evaluator. I had a perfect opportunity to say, I don't know, this is a mess. I don't want to be responsible for this mess. I don't want to be graded against this. Who's in charge here? Fortunately, in that moment, I said, I'm in charge. And the evaluator said, okay, and walked away. We didn't know what had happened. Now I was in charge. I later learned that that was the first test. It was a deliberate test. They put us in that situation, wanted to walk up, wanted to gain that first check on who was going to step up in the middle of chaos. Probably no more than 100 meters into the swim, I was eyeballing that wave runner. Where's it at? And the problem was I would get my head in the water, and the cold water of San Francisco Bay, I couldn't keep my head in the water. And then at the same time, I was just losing it. I'd been in combat, I'd been shot at, but here I was, I could not do this. But what kept me going, as you can see here, these bright orange buoys. I told myself, okay, I give talks about not quitting. I'm not gonna quit here. I can't quit. The wave runner's right there. I'm not gonna quit. So I told myself, make it to the first orange buoy. Just breaststroke, keep your head out of the water. Watch everyone keep going, but just make it to that first orange buoy. And sure enough, I don't know how, combination of ugly doggy paddle and breaststroke, I made it to the first orange buoy. My daughters are probably already done by then, but I was at the first buoy, making my way out across the bay and coming back. But after that first buoy, I started to put my head a little bit more into the water, and I could get into that freestyle stroke, and then my head would pop back up. So I'd make it to the next buoy. Just get to the next buoy, let the wave runner go, but get to the next buoy. And I did that for the next however long it took me to get through the swim. But the point was, as I started to look and see where I needed to go and come back from, I was not going to make it. There was no way I was going to make that goal by looking at the entirety of where I needed to go. Instead, I broke it down into buoys. I overcame my own panic, my own fear, because that big orange buoy was beckoning to me, and I just locked on it. I didn't worry about the other 10 buoys, I just locked on that one. In your own life, as you encounter that cold water, despite your training, despite your courage going into the challenge, you may not be able to keep your face in that cold water, and your brain may freak out, and your heart may jump out of your chest. But find an orange buoy. What's going to be the orange buoy in your life as you encounter whatever obstacle it is you're encountering. Maybe you want to run 3 miles. Maybe you want to run a marathon, but you're struggling. Find the next light post, run to that light post. Find the next runner and run down that runner. What's going to be the orange buoy in your life that will pull you along? Find those buoys and you'll make it. So as a leader, you're not going to be the best programmer, or you may not be the best software engineer, or you may not be the best shortstop. But take the time to understand what those skills are so that when the moment comes to employ your team, you know how to do that. Qualify yourself. I always enjoyed as a new lieutenant going up to my privates who clearly I outranked, but allowing them to teach me, hey, how does this machine gun work? How do you employ this machine gun? Teach me everything you know about this machine gun. And they loved that. And in exchange, we built a relationship. Take the time to build that trust first, so that when you walk away, when your teammates walk away from you, they'll know that you care about them. And then you know that they understand what it is you do. If people trust you and know that you have their best interests, then they're more inclined to follow you. So take the time to get to know your team. I guarantee you, as you're starting to encounter an obstacle, or the moment when you start to feel sorry for yourself, if you could just take a minute and look around on your team, in your cubicle, on your floor, in your family, there's definitely somebody else who's hurting just a little bit more. There's always someone else who's having just a little bit harder time than you are. The challenge is to find that person. Find that person and serve them. As you serve them, you'll quickly forget about your own struggles, and you'll gain a forever friend along the way. We had body armor, rifles, helmets. We were an A-team. But each of you have that same opportunity, could have that same experience. You don't have to have body armor, you don't have to have a rifle, you don't have to have a helmet, but you can each practice and employ these same principles in your experiences with your teams, no matter where they may be, and bring together your own A-team.